Hello everyone. I want to welcome you to first a very amazing concept, but also to what I like to call the table of scholars. Welcome to the table of scholars. You see, we each have many people in our mind who we can look at and in a sense see a value within them that is a very likable and pleasant archetypal figure in which we are resonating with. When we are given society to navigate through, we see we are also given many different conditions in which certain realities can exist. In other words, the human being is at a degree where his consciousness is working towards its self-awareness through its separation. In other words, when it looked at things that were smaller than it, in a sense in which where it was in a position of a god towards matter. In other words, when man began playing with what he could, which was, for example, the atoms and many other things, which are the glories of science and physics and mathematics. We see that our our branches of knowledge hold their roots within a very interesting soil. And so, as you visualize or have the ability to visualize your greatest inspirations, idols, I want you to see that the table of scholars is a state of awareness in which you are gazing through the deepest thoughts known to existence with the awareness that the greatest mind to uncover it is you. In other words, once you know of the great treasure that is here in this life, you become its revealer. In other words, you are the only one who can make your dreams to be realized, for others to awaken to the reality you see. And there are many realities, and there isn't only one. And so, at this point, we're understanding that man does not need another man to govern it, because what is sustaining you is a very natural and non-linear intelligence, in which you are actually non-linear byproduct of, which is creating its own linearity out of all that it is aware of as an instrument to itself. In other words, for many people, they do not see this moment of livelihood, this awareness to being alive, to existing. And not being able to see your presence means that it doesn't mean you don't have ability, just simply means your attention is on a reality in which it is real for you not to be enlightened, not to be aware. And so this is an existential allowance and permission you give yourself. And so the table of scholars may now commence in a way where you see that existence is working with you to answer any existential question. And you see man's mind has created very beautiful language. It has created the flickering of the many candles that have lit minds, that have written words to carry into an understanding which we may now see to be the voice of the wise. Never doubt the existence that you are, because you are a very unique point of self-awareness and a being that is able in its awareness to its being. So your being is very, very vast in this cosmic universe that always belonged to multiversal ways. Also, know that many scholars, especially back in the day, and I do not know about all scholars and all traditions and all cultures, but I know that innately, back in the day, scholars had such an excitement and interest to learn and uncover and find methodologies out of life. In other words, to become that interpreter of the unknown to the known. Their mind was found to walk in many realms of conception. In other words, they had an ability to see life in all things, and so they created branches of knowledge, knowing that existence was a holistic approach that allowed separate approaches of itself to be found, in such a view, similar to that which is ours, our eyes. And you must understand that the greatest understandings do not always come covered in words, covered in language, covered in something someone else can tell you. They come in the understanding you extract from your life experience as a collective being observing all individuation. In other words, your own omniscience is exploring the separation of this space and time continuum. And so enjoy it. Trust me, enjoy this level of separation and individuality and how you're blooming into this greater collective understanding. For many intelligences shall open up to you that always belong to you. In other words, you see that once you get rid of the separation that kicked you out of your home, you were always present in the most comfortable seat that existence could give you, your home. And you must realize this for yourself through the beauty of eternity, the beauty of infinity, and the beauty of the unknown. Much blessings, guys, and always welcome all senses of self. To the table of scholars. For omniscience can never judge any being, but to look through compassionate eyes of all that is.